Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all the viewers of Spectrum Studies. This is Roshan here, head South Asia for Pacific Link College, Canada. Okay, we will quickly start with today's session as to what exactly Pacific Link College has to offer to you, and are we really able to cater to your solution to your problems? Okay, because as you are aware that things were pretty much different before corona hitting the world, but then now that you have seen that because of corona many things would be changing. Okay, so likewise, the preference of your country, the preference of the courses also would change drastically. Okay, so you need to understand as to which are the countries which would be open at this point of time, which are welcoming. That's one. And at the same time, need to understand what are the courses which you want to do. Probably before corona you might have thought that okay, I'll be doing this program, this course, this country, this college, but then things are going to change. Okay, so now I'll just tell you as to why exactly it will change. Okay, so now as you are aware, corona would not go from the world so soon. It will continue to stay. So now the discussion is how exactly we are going to cope with it. So because the thing is, we have to live with that. Okay, so now when corona was happening, when the entire world was locked down, one thing was not changed. In fact, it grew drastically. And what was that? Digital platforms. Okay, so Zoom or the Facebook Live, wherein I'm interacting with you guys, or for that matter, the Zomatos, all of them. The supply chain management from the digital perspective, the big basket, the Amazon, the pantries were working. And so you got a fair understanding as to these are the things which will carry on for a long time and in a big way. Because see, we have a program called as digital media studies. Okay, it's a digital media management studies. We launched this 3 years before, but then again we were thinking that it will move on a pace, but nobody imagined that it would move so fast. Now if something is working, it is digital platforms. Okay, so now what we have is we have a program called as we have two programs for in digital space. One is advanced diploma in digital media management, and one is postgraduate diploma in digital media management. So you are going to learn about the digital skills, how exactly you can, because see, the marketers today are looking out for anybody with digital marketing skills. Okay, this is no brainer. Earlier on YouTube we could see only one advertisement. Now we are seeing two advertisements back to back. So that means that somebody is pumping in the money. And why is he pumping in the money? Because that's the viewer. So viewers are not looking at TV nowadays. The millennium kids are looking at YouTube's, Instagrams, and other stuff. So if so this is what I was talking about, because it is a very difficult phase of our life. Nobody had encountered corona, right? So you need to understand post corona what things would be and how things would be changing. One thing you would be very clear is jobs. You can ask your parents, anybody for that matter. Everybody is scared. Nobody is guaranteed that they would be retaining their jobs itself, to be very. And for the freshers to get a new job is it is a bit of concern, because I'll just give you information that even the IIMs and the IITs haven't finished their campus placement still. So this is going to be a little crucial. So any of the programs which will run, which are used in the current situation, and which will fetch you a job, are the courses you need to select. So now we match for both of them. What is running is digital media is running. And for the jobs, yes, so here Pacific Link College specifically comes here. We are a college with the courses only with co-ops. We don't launch our programs without co-ops. And why is that? Because we look out for end-to-end solutions. We don't look out that we need to give the student studies and then the student has to find a job for themselves. No. And what the skills they have? Yes, theoretically they'll be having skills, but not practical. And tell me honestly, how many employers are there who want to peg on your theoretical experience? To be very frank, very few. But if you have a practical hands-on experience, anybody is going to peg on you. correct? So now what we do is the 2-year program is cut, in the sense it's squeezed to 1 year, so that the second year we are able to give our students a full 1 year of work experience. Okay, again, this is not an internship wherein the student is going to do some cut paste and come back and do a viva. No, this is a full-time job the student is going to do. Okay, so it is a 8 hours of job. So S1 visa will allow you for a 4 hours of part-time job, and in the summer breaks you can do a full-time, but then not on a regular basis. But if you are going on a SW1 visa, then the second year is a full-time job you can work, that is 8 hours. So in the first year the student is entitled for 4 hours, and for the second year is entitled for the entire 8 hours of job. So that's a good news, right? That you will be working for the entire. Okay, now you might be asking, what is the guarantee that we would be getting a internship job, a paid co-op? Okay, now if any of the college is just telling that they will be giving a co-op, but if it is there is not on papers, then they will be getting a S1 visa, because anyways any of the students would be entitled for the part-time job, so they will give you a part-time internship. This is not the case. We would put this on papers on your LOA. LOA is letter of acceptance. So when we give a letter of acceptance, we mention the number of hours on your LOA. And mind you, this document goes to the embassy for processing. Only after that you'll be getting a visa, and that would be either S1 or SW1 based on whether the college has mentioned a co-op. Okay, so now since we mentioned this on a co-op, and it goes to the embassy, so you can understand our binding to give you a paid co-op. So relax. So now there is one college wherein is taking you for 1 year of studies, and in the second year you need to relax, and then they'll be giving you a job, internship job based on the first year's study, whatever you're going to do, so that you are working. And why is that? Because I don't want my students to be freshers. All of my students, I want them to be having 1 year of experience, so that it's no brainer. Imagine there is a fresher and there is an experienced guy. Okay, so employer obviously will go for an experienced guy who has a hands-on experience, who know, because the training time to teach the student would be very less. So it's advantage. It's again money, right? So, and again in Canada it's different. In India you look out for degrees, you have a master's, bachelor's, and other stuff. In Canada they look out for skill sets. That's the reason even the diploma students, after the diploma, they are absorbed by the companies, because it's the skill sets what they are looking at, and not your degree or master's per se. However, our students, after their program, they can go ahead and do their masters or the bachelor's in Trinity Western University. We have a pathway program. You can go to Pacific Link College website, plvan.com, click on the collaborations. On the collaborations you have Trinity Western University. What are the number of credits will be transferred, how many credits you need to do to get your master's, how many credits you need to do to get your bachelor's, everything is mentioned. What is the cost per credit also is mentioned. So you come to know as to, yes, this is my cost to get my bachelor's. Because going ahead, after your Trinity Western University, you are eligible for post-study work permit. Yes, up to 3 years of post-study work permit, either in bachelor's as well as in master's. So that's one advantage. So bachelor's, you have a leadership program, and master's, you can do MBA with Trinity Western University. So that's again advantage. But then if the student after his studies with Pacific Link College wants to get absorbed in the companies, he can do so. However, if he does not want to and want to get a university experience, he can always do that. However, here I just want to clear one thing. Anybody who wants to know, I want to go to university itself, I would always urge them to go to the pathway program, because the advantage with the pathway program is that the degree what you will be getting after 4 years or will be the same. The advantage is that in the first 2 years, your fees will be on a much lower side, because the fees of a college and the fees of university is drastically different. So it's on a lower side. Plus, if you are doing with Pacific Link College, the advantage is that in the second year you are not going to study, right? You're going to earn roughly around 1.2 to 1.5 lakhs per month, because as I told you, it is no brainer. Okay, I'll just tell you, it is 8 hours per day, into 5 is 40, 40 into 4 is 160. So you are earning 160. You can work for 160 hours, $13.85, that is $14 is minimum in British Columbia. So that's the money you're going to earn in the second year. So, and then you have ample money to pay for your fees in the next. So that's pretty much your understanding that you can earn in the second year and then go to the university. Okay, now coming to my college, I was generally talking. Now I'll coming to my college. I'll just let you know. Pacific Link College isn't existing for past 10 years. We are only focused on jobs. That's the reason whatever programs we had or will have or in the future we'll have, all are co-op programs. We don't launch a program just for the sake of it. We launch the programs with tie-ups with our companies. If we don't have a company tie-ups, we cannot give you co-ops, and that's the reason we cannot launch the programs. You can understand. So basically, if you want to know what is ऐसे बोल देना कि क्या चल रहा है market में, कौन सी jobs हैं, so just watch out for our programs. If we have launched the program, that means the jobs are there, because in the second day we have to give a co-op. So that is one hint I'm giving you, that जो चल रहा है उसी का प्रोग्राम हम ओपन करते हैं ताकि हम स्टूडेंट को इंटर्नशिप दे सके. Okay, so that's now coming to what are the programs what Pacific Link College offers. Okay, before that, how many campuses we have? We have 2 campuses, one in Burnby, one in Surrey. If you're economically very sound, then go for Burnby campus. If you have a crunch for your money, then Surrey is a good campus, because Surrey is towards the outskirts, Burnby towards the city. So Surrey it would be much more easy on your pockets. Okay, so you can go opt for Surrey campus if you want to, because it will be comparatively cheaper. Okay, so now about the campus, next would be the programs. We have 5 programs. One is digital media studies. Digital media management studies is a much sorted out program, and the reason being, because there are a lot of jobs available. If you are not wanting to work for somebody, then you can work on your own. You can be a freelancer. Digital media freelancers are on a big way, uh, there. Just a sec. Okay, so coming to the programs. One is digital media studies, as a undergraduate program, as well as PG program. Undergraduate program we have is as I told you, it would be for your UG students plus 12 students, and for degree students it will be PG in digital media studies. Next program what we have is tourism. Tourism is a 1-year program, 6 months of study, 6 months of internship. IT program again is a 1-year program, 6 months of study, 6 months of internship. Our hospitality management is a 2-year program, 1 year of study, 1 year of paid internship. And then we have something called as a child care. Child care is a 1-year program, 6 months of study, 6 months of internship. Again, because it is a 1-year program, so the students would be eligible for NOC 4411, wherein British Columbia has opened up and pilot programs to absorb the student as soon as possible. So you are eligible for NOC 4411. The 3 criteria put by British Columbia is you need to have CLB5, which any of the students would be having. That is a language testing. Second would be you need to have a job in hand, and the third one is you need to have 1 year of Canadian experience. All 3 things are with Pacific Link College, and that's the reason you qualify for applying for a PR. However, you would not be granted a PR because you need to have 2 years of relevant experience. However, you'll be having 3 years of work permit, but then within 2 years you can apply for your PR, and then you'll be granted. Again, it is on discretion of the PR officers. But then yes, you are eligible for the PR. Okay, so that's one good advantage with our childcare program, is that you'll be absorbed as soon as possible. And because the British Columbia is the province itself is very, very open and wants people, and that's the reason they have opened this NOC 4411 for the students to come and get into the workforce of Canada and get settled in Canada as soon as possible. Okay, again, Canada, this program, earlier it was employer specific. Government has removed the employer specific. Now it is occupational specific, and you don't require LMI, PNP, nothing. You can straight away apply for a PR. Okay, so that's one advantage. Again, you can go to CIC's website. It is not we are telling. CIC has put. You can just type NOC 4411. You get to know as to what are the criteria available and how exactly you can go forward. Okay, so now what is the fees of Pacific Link College? As I told you, fees is on a much lower side compared to the university. It is $19,900 for 2 years. Okay, so now as I told you, if it is 19,900 for 2 years, but for Spectrum Studies, we are giving a flat scholarship of $6,000. Yes, I'm repeating you. We are giving a flat scholarship of $6,000 for all the students of Spectrum Studies. Again, many of the college tell that we have a scholarship, but then that will be applicable in the third semester, fourth semester, and things like that. Okay, we would not do so. Okay, we don't play our role with the students. So this scholarship is flat in the beginning itself. So $19,900 minus $6,000 is $13,900 is what you're going to pay in the initial phase. So we are getting your scholarship in the initial stage itself and not in the third or fourth semester. So we understand, right, that the students would be, it will be easy on their pocket, and that's the reason with the Spectrum Studies we have done this, that only those students with Spectrum Studies can avail this scholarship of $6,000. Okay. Now coming to as I told you, Trinity Western University, wherein we have a pathway. Yes, what you do is once you're getting a welcome letter, you'll be getting two welcome letters. One is from Pacific Link College, and one would be from Trinity Western University. So you'll be having two welcome letters. And what is the criteria that would be going to Pacific Trinity Western University? By the virtue that you are passing in Pacific Link College, you'll be directly absorbed by Trinity Western University. So that's the tie-up what we have with them. Okay, so that's a major advantage wherein any of the students going ahead wants to have a post-study work permit, wants to have a master's degree, bachelor's degree. That is an easy way ahead wherein you can get into it. Otherwise, anyways, after your studies, you can go for MI, and then because wherever you are doing an internship, you can continue working over there and then get into the workforce. And then after probably 6-7 years down the line, you can do a master's. However, we give you options. You are flexible enough to carry on whatever is feasible to you. Okay, because in India we are still with the bachelor's, masters. In Canada it is not. Canada people look out for skill sets. That's the reason you are paid per hour, because that's there. When they would be asking what are the skill sets you're bringing on the table, we are paying you on that. So again, and one more thing I would want to tell you is that any of the students who have already finished their masters, who are working and want to go to Canada, our 1-year programs are good enough. And why is it? Because probably, see, imagine you are in India, you're getting a work experience in India, but Canada and India are culturally very, very different. So you are still a fresher in Canada because you don't know the work culture of Canada. So to get into that and to get a job and other stuff, so it is always good to take a 1-year program, 6 months of study. You are anyways you're going to do 5 months actually, precisely, and then the next 6 months you are going to get a job, and we are going to place you for that. So that's one advantage, right? And then you get into the workforce. So anybody who are looking out for a job or things like that, this is the easiest way of going, wherein you're going on a study and then you would finish your studies, and then anyways you have experience in India, you get to know the work culture of Canada, and then get into the workforce as soon as possible. So I will just reiterate 5 points what I told this afternoon. One is we have 2 campuses, Burnaby and Surrey. Our programs are the best because they come with a job internship program, as well as these are the programs which the Canadian job market thinks for the next 5 years, 10 years are the jobs available. So based on the job market survey, we launch our programs. So whatever programs we launch, so we have 5 programs: digital media studies, business hospitality, tourism, and childcare and IT program. So 5 programs what we have. All the programs come to the co-op. So you'll be getting a SW1, not a S1 visa. You're entitled for 2 days. Okay, I just missed one more thing. Okay, so you'll be doing entitled for part-time. So even the students are entitled for part-time student work, but they cannot do it. I'll tell you why. Because these are typical Monday to Friday colleges. Imagine you go at morning at 9 o'clock college, by 5 o'clock you're coming out, 9 to 10, 12 to 10, 11 to 12, 2 to 3, 4 to 5. And then by the time you come home, it will be 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock. You have to cook your own food. Nobody's going to cook for you. And then you need to do a lot of assignments. So practically, even you are entitled to do your part-time job, you cannot do it because you're in the campus or you're doing it at home. And if you're doing this Monday to Friday, it will be exhausting. trust me, you will not be able to go for your so we understood this. That's the reason we have a college. A college is a 2-day college. So either it will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, Sunday. Either one of the slots the student is he can take. So now generally what my students do is Monday to Friday they take up the job. Saturday, Sunday they take up college. So in this way, practically all my students get to time. So that there are some questions which is wherein I'll just answer them. But then I wish this that all my students do the part job and come on a Saturday Sunday college. So in the first year, roughly around, as I told you, calculating on the $0.85, 60-70,000 anybody per month my students earn. And in the second, as I told you, 2 to 1.5 lakhs anybody earns. So that's why. Now, Jeet is asking what is the Canada would think 1 year is accepted wherein you are doing nothing. If you are studying or if you then it is not considered as a gap for Canada. So it is perfectly all right. But then if you're not doing anything, then only 1 year that thing is accepted. After that, you need to do something. Okay. So child care course requirement is that you need to have biology in your +2. You need to be a science student, medical student. You are good to go. Percentages is 60 plus and IELTS 6 not less than 5.5. For all the programs, requirement is the same. Overall 6 not less than 5.5. Okay, so that's it. But as I told you, has it comes 4411. Ramandeep, if you have any, if you want to know more about, you can always call me or call Spectrum through, and then I'll be able to in briefly as to how exactly it goes. Dulongo test is accepted. Everybody is accepting, so we are also accepting. So so no worries about it. Okay, so we are taking Dulongo test. Yes. So as I told you, so my students can do a part-time in the first year practically because 2-day college. So that advantage. And then fees, as I told you, $9,900 minus $6,000 is a flat scholarship for all the students of Spectrum Studies. This not be the case for all the students out, but then yes, for Spectrum Studies, yes, anybody through Spectrum Studies, they can avail this offer. Okay, our processing time for offer letters is very less. That means that if you are giving me the 4 documents, and presently, mind you, for Spectrum giving the offer letters free of cost, but then however when you are doing your paying your fee, okay, but then presently it is the offer letter is free of cost. We are going to the 4 documents. One is your application, Pacific Link College application, IELTS score. If it is not also okay, we will give you the condition letter. Again, final marks card. If it's not there, still it is okay. We will give you a condition of letter. And 4th is the copy. So 4 documents are required. If they are there, they give you the offer letters tonight itself, or maximum by tomorrow night. You'll be getting your offer. So that's one advantage. So if you test, oh, how is this college? Then test the letters. Okay, I have told that offer letters tonight or tomorrow night, but then as the offer letter and let's see if we are able to give you tonight or tomorrow, then you can trust that yes, this is a which keeps to a promises. So that's very important for us, because at the end of the day, as I told you, look out for an end-to-end studies is the criteria, and studies must not be your criteria also, because why is anybody studying? To get a job and then get into the workforce. So basically that's basically what in your mind, then we are good to go. Okay. And again, about our intakes, that is very interesting, because again, we will pull you out of the rat race. Oh, I am within a September intake or a January intake, because the May is postponed to September intake. What will be our future? What happens is that we'll be getting your we'll be having months. So we can give you a July intake, August, September, October, November, December, any intakes you want to, we can give. So you need not worry about only September or January intake, because I will tell you this is a good time to apply visa. Reason being, because of the coronavirus, many people would be applying for it. That's one advantage. So 5 overall, 6 not 11.5. So there's a fair chance that you'll be able to get clear with the visas. Again, this is assumption, yes, there is a fair logic to a presumption. Second thing is that, see, since China has in relationship with Canada. Last year, 1.7 lakh students, Chinese students, had come to Canada for studies. This year, that will not be the case. So Canada is looking out for a large of students for this 1.7 lakhs to be from India. Mind you, seriously, it will be from, and that's the reason you can find that there will be lenient with the visa processing as soon as this will be open. Yes, so that's because Canada, everybody is bothered about their economy. At this point of time, there is an international targets, right? Wherein the foreign student the revenue, there is a specific target for Canada, and they don't want to get into a bad shape, and that's the reason they would be fair finishing the number of students what they are bringing international students. Yes, so mind you, there is a fair chance of you getting a visa. Again, there is a presumption, but then as I told you, there is a fair logic to for this presumption they're doing. So guys, trust me, this is a very good time. Probably might bad side, but good time to go to Canada for your studies. Good time to apply for a visa, and good time for your studies. But as I told you, look out for Martin. No, we want to do your business. This again, things have changed. Corona has changed. You are very excited. So that is the change which has been happening. You're not going out of the house very frequently. After 7th, there is a lockdown situation and other stuff. Okay, so things have changed. So likewise, program and the preference of the program should also change. You cannot be telling that, oh, I'll be like this. No, not be. So your preference of the college will change, and preference of the programs also will change. Okay, so do Googling if you are confused as to what programs, and if I told what like digital platform going the big thing, do Google, find out, and then you'll come to know, yes, these are future courses which will take you and fetch you a job. Jobs are very, very important at this point of time. So guys, cheer and close your eyes and trust Spectrum Studies as well as Pacific Link College, and get your applications and fill as possible. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Of the questions, post whoever are watching live and whoever are watching this, you can always post your questions. I'll be able to answer you, or else you can directly shoot the question to Spectrum Studies. Through them, able to reach you and answer all your queries. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.